Hello, so I am doing a little bit of a different video today. I'm going to do my very first hair video, like me actually doing hair. And the reason why is because I went to a really interesting event recently. I was invited to a Dyson event. It was a bit bougie, it was in the Cotswolds, and they introduced me to their Supersonic hairdryer and the new attachments for Afro hair. So if you're new to my channel, I quite often do honest videos about what it's like to be an influencer. I also do shopping videos, so most of the time I try things on, they don't fit. I've got travel vlogs and, you know, just chatty things about racial identity, being single, all the things. I'd love it if you subscribed, if you just hit that subscribe button or give this a like or a comment, it would make my day. And I'm also on Instagram at @Kristabel. And I blog at iwantyouToknow.co.uk. So I have one here that they've kindly gifted me. So this is the Dyson Supersonic, and I have the brand new Afro comb. Come through, Dyson, come through. So I was always aware of the Dyson Supersonic. I saw it when it came out. There was a lot of press, and at the time I was wearing a wig, so I thought, let me go get my wig styled. I'm a bit of a cheapskate. They were doing free blow dries, and it looked really snazzy. You know, the fact that the attachments are held together by magnets, I found that really appealing. But I just wished for an Afro comb attachment, because if you're anything like me, you know, you've maybe got your hairdryer, you've had to go to the Afro hair shop to buy an Afro pick and it doesn't fit. You're trying to do your hair, you're trying to comb it out and it flies off across, you know, to the other side of the room. I've never really enjoyed blow drying my hair, and I think it's probably for that reason, because there's just never really been a secure attachment. I remember saying to the woman who styled my hair, like, I just wish that they had an attachment for my hair, and didn't think anything of it for a while until I got the email, and it was very vague. They said, we'd like to invite you to our HQ and to Time in the Cotswolds for an exciting new launch. I was hoping it was going to be an Afro comb attachment. I was a bit worried. I was like, what if I go home and it's just the same old thing? But luckily, you know, we went, there's a few of us, so a few black influencers and mixed race, well, one of the black influencer, Steph, led about town, few other mixed race influencers, and we were so excited when they said they had launched one of these, and they showed us videos, they were dropping it, you know, they really test like each of their parts. They put them through their paces. So we were really excited. We got to look around the labs, we learned a bit about the process. So Dyson, when they're gonna go into hair care, you know, because it was very new, they went from vacuum cleaners to hair, they explored the topic as a whole. They looked at all the different kinds of hair, they tested hair, they looked at the, you know, Afro hair care market, who's making the products. They found that, you know, there were lots of independent brands, really small black-owned businesses that were starting up, because there was just always a need, you know, for products that don't harm our hair, products that will keep it healthy. Like, I don't think it was an afterthought from what they were saying. I think they were just developing it and making sure that they understood, you know, how it needed to work. It doesn't seem as flimsy as the Afro comb attachments that I've seen in the past. So yes, fingers crossed. So I met the Afro hair ambassador Jawara. So he has styled Solange's hair. He's also styled Naomi Campbell's hair. So a few weeks ago, I was looking at Naomi's like Vogue spread. She had her hair in braids. I was like, that is my summer 2019 mood. And I literally met the hairstylist a few weeks later. So cool. He was telling me, you know, he only wanted to be an ambassador if the product was going to be good and he was happy with it. So I feel like this has got, you know, a really good seal of approval. He taught me through, you know, how to use it. So we had products. I got to try out the hairdryer for myself, but I pretty much just let him like blow dry my hair. I thought, if I've got Solange's hairstylist, I'm gonna let him do my hair. So I was really happy with the result. It was just a really cool, like, blown out fro, really full. It's not something I often do because I don't, you know, I've got a hairdryer that does not have this attachment. I also have a Revlon blow drying brush, which I use, but again, you know, it's always been drummed into me like this fear of heat. So I tend to just let my hair air dry naturally. But I really like the look, and I would like to see if I can recreate it for myself. This retails at £299. Now, this attachment costs extra, so this is £30 extra, which is annoying. You know, I did ask if there was a way you could customize your kit, and I think they haven't figured that out yet. Hopefully it will come in the future. But again, I was worried. I was like, what if it's £100 for this attachment? Because it doesn't seem fair to have to pay loads. And I think £30, like if you're going to spend 299, you know, an extra £30, not the end of the world. But I understand, you know, it would be great if you could maybe get rid of a few of the nozzles and have this instead. So let's look inside the box. It's a really snazzy box, really cool illustration. I noticed a lot of these around HQ. And if we open it up, ooh, okay. So we've got the diffuser. So apparently if you're doing a twist out, you can like wrap your twist in here and it will do a really nice twist set. I will try that, but not today. We've got a heat proof mat. We've got a nozzle for blow drying. And then we have the Dyson Supersonic. So, oh, there's actually another nozzle here. So you've got 2 nozzles as well. There are other new attachments that have been launched. So there is like a gentle attachment if you don't want too much heat. There might be another nozzle. I'm not totally sure. But yeah, I've been sent the, what do they call this? They call this the wide tooth comb attachment, but I call it the Afro comb. So that's what I know, you know, that's what I grew up with. The website says that it regulates heat and prevents extreme heat damage. So that is definitely, you know, what I'm concerned about. And it's also meant to be powerful and fast. So I have washed my hair last night, let it air dry. I'm gonna put some product in, section it, and then I'm gonna have a go at using this. This is what we're working with. So this is just air dried, you know, a little bit of stretch, but not that much. So I'm going to put some heat protector in. Ooh, okay. Exciting, exciting. Flow. Do we want fast flow, medium flow, or gentle? Okay, so this is speed. This button, I think, determines the speed, and then that determines the heat level. So wow, okay, so you get an idea of how loud it is. We actually got to go into their soundproof booth to see, you know, where they test the sound levels and they try and make them a bit quieter. So I always find this really tricky. I've got to figure out what angle. Ooh, okay, so that is probably the angle. Yeah, it's really handy. You can twist depending on the angle. I think I need to comb a little bit more. Really like the length. I think with typical hair dryers, you know, they're like twice as long, you know, really tricky to maneuver, but I feel like this is very flexible. So it's on the lower setting, still feels quite hot, but I'm hoping that my hair's okay. Like, I'm trusting you, Dyson. Yeah, definitely concerned if if I go through a really tough piece of hair, you really do have to try and like comb it out first, I would say. Okay. Wow, this is looking big. Ooh, big hair. Oh, we like. Oh my God, okay. There's still a bit at the back that probably needs doing. I always struggle with the back, but I'm loving what I've got so far. Oh, this makes me so excited. I could do this for myself. Might have to give up on the back a little bit. Yeah, I'm not used to having my hair like this stretched. Normally I will put clip-ins to get this amount of fullness, but I have the fullness that I'm trying to like mimic all the time. Ooh, exciting. I'm actually getting braids, so this is why I've blown it out, but I'm very excited about the possibility of, you know, doing more styles or at least having more stretch to begin with. Like, I'm intrigued. Obviously I wouldn't be using this all the time. I think Joara said once a week or once every 2 weeks. I'm not too sure. Like, hopefully that wouldn't, you know, do too much damage. It did feel quite hot, but I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and hope that, you know, it's not going to damage my hair. I think that's the thing, I'd have to test it over time. This is what I was able to achieve. It's pretty similar to what Joara was able to help me with at the event, so I feel confident that I could recreate it. Obviously, you know, it's an investment. It's £299 for the basic hairdryer plus £30, you know, £330 pretty much that you're spending on hair. And I know, you know, black women spend a lot of money on hair. Literally every year I buy products, I buy wigs, I buy extensions. So if I add up all the stuff that I have bought and like discarded, I've probably spent that. It is an investment, and if you don't use heat a lot, maybe it's not worth it for you. But if you're using heat and you want something pretty sturdy, then I think you could give it a go. Obviously I was gifted this, so I'm so grateful for this. And you know, it is a big investment, but I'm pretty sure this would have been on my wish list anyway. I did feel a bit wary of using this in the roots. Like, I'm just really scared that I'm gonna be the one that breaks it, even though they've tested it. As I get used to it, I'll see how I get on, and I'll give you an update in the comments if anything. It was a really, really exciting launch. I think my one gripe is that the model they used to, you know, illustrate this comb, she was lighter skinned, you know, her hair was looser. I think it would have had a lot more impact to have a dark skinned woman with 4C hair. Like, they were talking a lot about type 4 hair. Apparently it's really hard to find type 4 hair to test because no one's cutting this, I'm not cutting this. So yeah, I just wish that they had used a model that really represented that, because it just makes it crystal clear. Another thing, like, the word textured hair is used a lot in the industry, and it's really weird because all hair has a texture. My hair is Afro, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying it. So it's very strange that the industry will use textured hair to refer to Afro hair. Is it worth it? Again, depends on your situation, but if you're like me, you've wasted a lot of money on hair, you know, it's a no-brainer, I think. Obviously this is the first time I've used it, so caveat, and if you don't use heat a lot, this may not be for you, but I think I would have definitely, you know, I would have put this on my wish list, I'm pretty sure. And I think it will allow me to wear my hair, you know, in its fuller state, try new styles, and, you know, it should last a really, really long time. So if you're curious about the event, I have it in my Instagram story highlights. I will put a link down below. I will also do a blog post as well, get all my thoughts out there, and feel free to leave me any comments if you have any questions. I'm really happy with the result that I've been able to achieve, and I'm excited. Thank you so much for watching. I will put my previous videos here, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye! Hello, so I am in Mauritius. Oh my god, I've just discovered this shop of basket bags. I'm gonna miss this place.